Here's a short video on getting to know your protractor. Here's mine. It goes from 0 to 180 degrees and it's in the shape of a semicircle. If you find yours in your pencil case, hopefully you've got one that's the same or very similar. Yours might be a full circle. It might go from 0 to 360 degrees all the way around. I find these a lot easier to use. Okay, some of the key features then. One of the most important features is this horizontal line at the bottom. I'm going to call that the 0 line because, as you can see, it's got 0 on the line twice. So let's call that the 0 line. We'll need that when it comes to measuring and drawing angles. Another very important part of your protractor is this point here. It's at the top or in the middle of a T shape. Can you see the T? Right there. It's actually that point right there where the horizontal and the vertical line meet that's going to be very important. It's that point that needs to be right in the nook of the angle that you're measuring or drawing. Okay, so those are the two most important parts: the horizontal 0 line and the center of that T there. Then the next most important thing is the scale, and there are two scales on this protractor. There are two scales on most protractors. There's the outside scale, which goes on the left from 0 to 180, and that's great if you're measuring angles that have the angle, the pointy bit on the left, as it were. And then you have another scale which goes on the inside track from 0 to 180, going from right to left. And that's perfect when you've got an angle that you're trying to measure like that, with the pointy bit, the angle bit, formed over on the right hand side of the diagram. Okay, so that's three really important things that you need to know about your protractor. The last thing is what the little lines represent. As you know, angles are measured in degrees. There are other units for measuring them, but most people, at least up to GCSE level, will be measuring angles in degrees. And each of the little gaps is worth 1 degree. So by the time you get to the number 10, that obviously is an angle of 10 degrees, and that would be 20 degrees, 30 degrees, 40, 50, 60, all the way up to 90 degrees. I'll quickly sketch a 90-degree angle, something like that. You put that there, you can see that's pretty close to 90 degrees. And then it keeps going 100, 110, 120, 30, 40, all the way down to a straight line, which would have an angle of 180 degrees. Okay, so they are the most important features of your protractor. Let's quickly recap. We've got the horizontal line at the bottom, we've got the center of this T shape here, we've got the two scales going from 0 to 180 on the outside and from 0 to 180 right to left on the inside. And then finally the scale is made up of 1 degree increments. The longer lines represent 10 degrees and the ones halfway in between each will represent 5 degrees. So 5, 15, 25, 35, 45, 55, etc. And going back this way, then that will be where 5 degrees is, 15, 25, 35, 45, 55, and so on. That's the end of this short video. Thanks for watching. Bye.